I've had a lot of experiences, I think, that have shocked me, woken me up, or really moved me. But one of my favorite moments in my life that was a challenge given to me by a Newark resident, a phenomenal woman who sadly died this year, was when I showed up from Yale Law School as a new activist in Newark. I wanted to get involved in community organizing and had a fellowship. I went to a woman who was a tenant president of some buildings in the neighborhood I lived in, and thought that she would be a great partner, and people told me that she would be. And it's amazing to me, when I knocked on her door sort of with this youthful arrogance, I said to her, I'm Cory Booker, I'm from Yale Law School. I told her I wanted to help her out, and she looked at me with this face, just sort of shaking her head. She goes, you want to help me? And I said, yes, ma'am, I'm here. I live across the street, I want to help you. And she said, well, okay, well, follow me. And she closed the door, and she started walking down the flights of stairs. I followed her dutifully behind, and she walked through her lobby, through the courtyard, into the middle of this large boulevard in Newark, Martin Luther King Boulevard. And she wheels around, looks me hard in the face, and says, tell me what you see around you. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, describe what you see around you. And I said, okay. And I said, well, I see an abandoned building that was being used for drugs. I said, I saw graffiti. I just saw the projects. I described everything I saw in the best detail I could. But the more I talked, the more just disappointed she looked, frustrated she looked. And when I finally finished, she just shook her head and said, you can't help me. And she started walking away from me. And I ran after her and I stopped her and I said, what are you talking about? I don't understand. And she looked at me hard and she said, boy, you need to understand something. The world you see outside of you is a reflection of what you have inside of you. And if you're one of those people who only sees, every time you open your eyes, darkness and despair and problems, that's all there's ever going to be. But if you're one of those people who stubbornly, every time you open your eyes, you see hope, you see opportunity, you see possibility, you see love or the face of God, then you can be someone that helps me out. And she walked away, leaving me there thinking to myself, okay, grasshopper, thus endeth the lesson. But it was a profound lesson. And the reality is our perceptions of the world will often shape the very realities we experience. And if we have the courage and the indomitable will to be a person that, despite whatever circumstances are physically before us, to have this belief in our heart that things can get better, should get better, will get better, that the potential is there for transformation, we can do incredible things, especially when we join our spirits with others. And I think that perspective, gifted to me in my very beginnings of my professional journey here in Newark, were invaluable and something I lean on, some wisdom I lean on every day.